You ain't gotta lie, see it in your eyes, on my body. You ain't gotta try to deny, it's hypnotic. Take me for a ride, baby. Make our hearts slide, baby. Feel the rhythm, don't move too fast. Make it last. I want your body all night. I don't wanna waste no time. I need you here, better get out of night. Oh, hurt me, punish me, make me cry. You ain't gotta act like you don't want this fast, babe. Hold me tight, lift me high, watch me crash, babe. Slow it down, find your rhythm, then make it fast, babe. I know you need it bad, babe. I want your body all night. I don't wanna waste no time. I need you here, better get out of night. Oh, hurt me, please me, make me cry. Hey, baby, baby, I wish you could see what I have on right now. You so sexy. Imagine how intense it would be to hold me right now. Don't wanna waste no time. I need you here. In a night, hurt me, please me, make me cry. I want your body all night. I don't wanna waste no time. I need you here, in a night, hurt me, please me, make me cry.
Girl, yes. Yes, girl. Girl, get into the things of those things, honey. That was the Cat's Meow, also known in the music world as Pradia, honey, Hello God. That was a song from his new album that he just released, Hello God, called Make Me Cry. It's from the album called Graduation. I'll make sure once I'm done with this video to put the link in the description, but it is available on Spotify and Apple Music, honey. Hello, God. This album is everything, girl. Get into the things, girl. Like, y'all know I am not, just because this is my best friend, I'm not a liar, and I always tell the truth. This whole album is an extreme vibe, girl. It takes you back, girl. You know, when real R&B was the T, girl. It gives you your music soul child, girl, your Anthony Hamilton, girl. It gives the things of those things that's needed, required, and desired to have a smooth, vibing type of night, girl. Okay, put it in the car and just go. Or with this particular song, I love if Trade can make me cry in a good way. Hello, God. I'm with it, girl. Period. I'm with it. Make me cry. It's been a minute since I've cried tears of joy. Okay. Girl, get into the things. Get into the things. But anyway, y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't done so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, I humbly ask that you tap that notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Also, make sure you're following on Instagram at YB Speaks, honey. Okay, period. Yes, God, honey. I was actually going to do a pre-recorded video, but I was like, why not just do it live? Hello, God. So that's why we're here. Little preempt, I ain't really planned it out, but because again, had a whole other idea, but I was like, you know what, let's just do live. Let's get the people in the building, honey. It is boring. Let's just tell the truth. The streets are boring, girl. So let's go ahead and, wake this thing up a little bit, get into the things. Okay. Again, everybody, welcome to the platform. I do appreciate y'all. We do have things to get into, girl. Before we do so, as we all know, tonight, Chasing Orlando is they're not going to be here. They're taking a break. They'll be back next week. Okay. But that does not mean, hello God, that the show stops for everybody else. Okay. We will be live as scheduled, same place, same time, down to the Kiki panel, girl. So make sure you guys are, setting your reminders for that. We will be in the house. The hope, hello God, the hope and the prayer, girl, is that with this Kiki panel Sunday, I would really like Pablo, BBL, Max, and if Mark could bring his ass down there, that would be cute too. We really want Rashida, but I just don't think that's gonna happen. Um, T is that Mama's not pleased. She's not pleased with how she's being carried. I told y'all, girl. I told y'all, girl. Y'all better come out here and create your own narratives, girl. Don't let nobody else tell your story. And then you turn around and y'all some sour puss, girl. Miss Max, hello God, Miss Anthony Cortez, girl, also known as Sarah Jessica Parker, has posted stating that she will not be coming to the reunion. I'm just saying though, we have threats of not coming to the reunion, and you are and she knows what she's doing. She's utilizing her standing, her popularity, the fact that she is, heavily intertwined in a lot of the Foo La La for this season so far. So Mama's trying to pull a power move. Okay, trying to pull a power move. Girl, please. And I want to say this too. Thank you, Abby and Chloe, for bringing this up. I wanted to say this. Donnie and his boyfriend in that story about the dog. Girl, there are just some things that you keep to yourself. I don't care how explosive the breakup is. I don't really care if any of that stuff is true. That subject matter is so disgusting and disturbing. Hello, God. And ridiculous. And if true, if true, because because you put up with it until you didn't want to put up with it no more, which leads me to believe that you were okay with it until it no longer served you. This is what I truly believe, and I said this before and I'll say it again, allegedly, okay, for platform's sake. I think these girls be doing and hooing the druggiana. They be with the shits until the high comes down. You know what that withdrawal goes through, girl. And now you can see clearly now the rain is gone. And not only are you just disgusted with, everything, you're disgusted with yourself. And my thing is, it's good until Mad Day. You were okay with these behaviors until Mad Day came. I have no choice but to believe that you and your ridiculousness was heavily involved in, or if you weren't involved, you were okay with it, which, in my opinion, makes you an enabler. So you were involved in some way. Okay, period. So it is what it is, girl. These girls are disgusting. These girls are disgusting. And how and I want to say this too, when you come out here and you're willing to talk about it, do not blame the platform that decides to, give you the platform to talk about it. And you cannot be mad at the comments and the opinions and perspectives of others when you open up those particular can of worms. You will be judged. You will be judged. You have been judged, girl. We're judging you. And it's disgusting. You're disgusting. Y'all are deplorable human beings, girl. Get it together, honey. Okay, ciao. We're gonna go a little out of order. I have to change my thumbnail later anyway, so I'll also be changing the titles of what we're talking about today. Girl, y'all's yes king, honey. What's so crazy about life? I've been accused of being a witch, hello God, many times before in my life. And although I do believe that I do have a little bit of, supernatural energy that runneth through thine veins, You could have never told me in a million years that I would be spot on, Hello God, in this situation. So I don't know if y'all remember the live that I did, Hello God. What was that? Sunday? I think it was Sunday. I did a live. And I briefly brought up Ty Couture TV. Shout out to Ty Couture TV. May he rest. Hello God. And when we bring up Ty Couture, we have no choice but to also bring up Michael Hurd, which, you know, a lot of y'all know him as the Yes King girl or Mr. Love and Light. It's so crazy that I stated in that live that I hope that he roasts in the pits of hell forever. Girl, tell me why. As soon as my live ended, shout out to Jace Honey, the T girl, texted me a picture. Hello, God, um, of a Facebook post stating that Mike Hurd, Love and Light, Yes King, has passed on. And I was like, isn't this crazy boots? How we're literally just having a brief conversation. He comes up, and then literally, as soon as the live is done, I get the news that this man has passed on. Further research, hello God, is letting us know that not only is it true that Mike Hurd, Love and Light, Yes King has passed on, the circumstances that led to his passing, girl, they're saying that he had an asthma attack, and then he had a heart attack, and then his life was attacked, and girl, they couldn't save him. This is another reason, again, not our business, but our business. When these public figures pass away, we talk about these instances in the show with Chasing Orlando, girl. Y'all got to control the narrative. And the best way to do that is to just be transparent up front. That way, no one can, speculate and draw their own conclusions or push a narrative about you. Now, when I think of Mike Hurd, I think of a raggedy ass, horrible, deplorable type of human being. Hello, God. And the delusional people that are out here just, with the fake tears and fake support. Y'all must not really know him. Or if you do, then you're probably aligned with that same way of thinking. Hello, God, that raggedy ass way of thinking, girl. Hello, God. That creepy cringe way of thinking. If you go up for a person such as him and you only enjoyed the XXX content that he was putting out there to people, girl. Okay, period. Girl, my first introduction into Mike Hurd was that, he was the other Hello God in the relationship with Ty Couture TV. A lot of us in this space were introduced to Ty by way of his reviews, whether it was The Real Housewives or whether it was, being one of the pioneers in the web reality space in terms of interviewing and reviewing these shows and giving some type of platform to these shows early in their inception into this space of web reality, girl. Um, Shout out to Ty. We all love him. We know he also had his faults, but nonetheless, he was a very gentle and kind soul. From the outside looking in, and again, keen observation skills, and just being a person of energy, every time Mike was involved in something, especially interviews, it came off very cringe, very disturbing, and lo and behold, Ty Couture would reveal later on, and also hinting towards the fact that every time a situation like that would happen, Mike would basically be trying to, force some type of group play with the guests. Hello, God. And, I believe it all. I sense it all. I can feel it all. Even the backstory of Mike living in a one-bedroom apartment, hello, God, with a bunch of other queens. I guess he was living in the floor, living in filth. Ty Couture, brought him from squalor, hello, God, placed his feet on solid ground, hello, God, and did what he could do for the man. Now, knowing that Ty Couture suffers from mental illness, hello, God, Mike Hurd, Mr. Love and Light, the persona, hello God, of manipulation, the spirit of manipulation, honey, saw an opportunity to take advantage of Mr. Couture in his fragile mental state. And you abused him in multiple different ways, okay? Abuse isn't just physical, it can be psychological, emotional, all of those things. And that's exactly what Mr. Mike Hurd was doing to this man. Upon them breaking up and Ty realizing that he needs to, sustain his mental health and he has to do what he has to do. So let me move back home. Okay. Ty moved back home. He had a hair salon doing his thing, girl, and he was still going through. This man took his own life. And even before, during, and after this man took his life, Mike Hurd was out here, hello God, coattail riding on the name of Ty Couture TV. Very disrespectful, very disturbing. And again, you are where you're supposed to be, which is roasting, hello God, in the pits of hell forever and ever and ever, honey, period. But yes, because we don't have actuals and factuals, we have no choice but to come up with our own conclusion, knowing that Mike Hurd was a man of a particular age. Hello, God, your yes king was an older man. It's easy to surmise, girl, with all of the cheating, it takes a lot out of you, girl. It's a lot of energy, but also you got to keep up the appearances for your content, the XXX content, hello God, that's paying the bills, Mr. Love and Light. It is easy for one to assume an asthma attack, girl, or were you huffing and puffing and not blowing just air, girl? Were you partaking in drugiana, honey? Hello God, like your old grandfather that's also roasting in the pits of hell, Kevin Samuels. Were you partaking in drugiana, girl, in the midst of a session, girl? Papas, hello God, slow down heart rate, all the things, girl. Were you in an environment, hello God, that was not conducive to breathing? I just want to know, what was those legs folded? Were you pressed down, shaking, cup, booty hole runneth over? Hello God. What was going on? Where were you when you had this asthma attack? I understand that, is it the season for pollen and what, he lived in Georgia? He lived in, I think, did he still live in Georgia, Atlanta? And everyone is so confused. We didn't know he was married. He was married, but we don't know these many, many men, honey. Many, many, many men could have wished death upon him. We don't, an asthma attack that turned into a heart attack. I've never heard of that before in my life. Girl. Miss Abby Reviews pointed out in our group chat when we heard the news that Mike Hurd has, has been sent down the elevator, hello God, to the pits of hell to roast for eternity, that it's so crazy that 7 days prior, hello God, was, Ty Couture's anniversary, the death anniversary of Ty Couture. So I thought that was, a little anticlimactic, honey. Hello, God. Oh, I finally get to use that word in this sentence. Girl, stop it, I say, girl. Stop it, I say, girl. So I just feel as if Ty Couture's spirit hovered over thee, honey, hello, God, and called you home. It was your time, girl. It was your time. And again, I know that there may be people coming in the chat, whether I see you or not, or in the replay. You're going to just, why be you're so heartless? Then you did not know this man. He was a horrid individual. Horrid individual. Girl, please. Fuck Lord Voldemort, honey. This is the guy. This is a Death Eater, girl, okay? Girl, please. And the Deathly Hollows came, Saul conquered that spirit soul of yours, and dragged you to hell whence you came. Yeah, I feel now, look here, on a serious note, I understand he has kids. I understand that he does have people that know him best and that love him. Love y'all. I'm sorry that y'all lost this man, but y'all, let's just tell the truth. Some of y'all family members be out here supporting murderers and all kinds of, filthy kind of individuals just because they kin to you and blood to you. But as soon as someone would have done something to your peoples in that likeness, it would have been off with their heads. So I'm not even going to say the family, the friends, and all of these people. Y'all knew who he was. Y'all know what these people have a propensity for. And the whole love and light, that masquerade of it all, the parade of it all, the charade of it all, the persona of it all of that is a manipulation tool. The same tool a lot of these pastors and preachers and these church-going cunts utilize in order to get you to feel bad about yourself, in order for you to break you down in your belief systems, to build you up because they want you to serve them. Or when the shit hits the fan, hello God, what they do. Oh, I'm a man of God. I'm a man of light. I'm a man of knowledge and philosophy. I'm this and I'm that. Girl, y'all be the biggest perpetrators of all of the crimes and sins, hello God, going around this bitch. Tell the truth. And the only real support I'm seeing for this man is the fact that he was the Yes King. That little sound that y'all hear every, in almost every video. Yes, King, yes, King, yes, King, girl, no. How is anyone feeling anything from this man? And he was only serving Ping Ao. No Al. I seen it, girl. I used to have to plead with my dirty Twitter to clear this man from my FYP. Goodbye. The door is closed to your kind. You're not my type, and you're serving Ping Ao with no Al. So it's just Ping. Hello, God. What's up, Bando? How you doing? It's just Ping. There's no Al. You can't even do that. So what were we saying yes, King, to? Or were we just looking for, sound bites to make popular? Because I'm not, girl, I done had one of these before. Do you think I made a sound? I actually wondered where was it? And it's not because I am that loose. It's because I am tight. And I was wondering, hello, God. Hello, God, where art thou? Romeo, 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 where art thou? I don't feel you. I don't feel you, because you're trying to serve Ping without Gal or Al. Girl, please. Girl, please. So yes, girl, for some it may be sad to report, but for those that knew him in the cruelty that lived within his spirit and his soul, girl, your yes king, your love and light, Mr. Mike Hurd, has passed on. And we all know, if we know the real man, it is not to glory. Hello, God. Hell. Girl, also we got to get into some things, girl. Moving on, honey. And I promised myself I would not be up here forever and a day. But girl, when the spirit moves, girl. Hello, gods. Spicy, how you doing, boo? Dondi, hello. Hello, everybody. Thank y'all. Press that like button as you come in, child. So, girl, this just ran across my desk because, we will forever be crusaders for Megan Thee Stallion, honey. Hello, God. We will help her fight against these great evils that try to step on her neck and keep her down in this life, honey. She is the rightful queen of the throne. Hello, God. The seven kingdoms, girl. Hello, God. All of the things, girl. She shall be crowned. What's up, D? How you doing, boo? Honey, so the court denies rapper Tory Lanez appeal of his conviction in Megan Thee Stallion shooting, girl, period. This is according to ABC News. Los Angeles. A California court on Wednesday denied rapper Tory Lanez's appeal of his guilty verdict on charges he fired a gun at Megan Thee Stallion. A 3-judge panel from the California 2nd District Court of Appeal issued a ruling saying they affirm in full his conviction on 3 felony counts. They did not publicly release an opinion with their reasoning. Just a quick recap for those that have forgotten, girl. In December 2022, Lanez was convicted of 3 felonies: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, having a loaded unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and discharging a firearm with gross negligence. Megan testified, girl, during the trial that in July 2020, after they left a party at Kylie Jenner's Hollywood Hills home, Lanez fired the gun at the back of her feet and shouted for her to dance as she walked away from the SUV in which they had been riding together with 2 other people. She had bullet fragments in both feet that had to be surgically removed. It wasn't until months after the shooting that she publicly identified Lanez as the person who had fired the gun. Because a lot of you cunts that, try to support Miss, snorted up the whole winter wonderland in her hazy basement. She waited because she was actually trying to be a ride or die. Mama was trying to look out. But when it's felony, honey, felony, hello, God, the state has the choice, with or without alleged victims, to proceed with the cases they see fit. Okay? Megan had no choice but to tell that very real truth. All right? She tried, but she could no longer do it. Especially with the campaign that Tory and homegirl went on. I forget her name. We forget traders' names sometimes, child. Kelsey. What's her name? Kelsey. I forget. This whole train, she had no choice but to come out and defend herself against these great evils, girl. Period. Attorneys for Lanez, whose legal name is Daystar Peterson, did not immediately respond to a request for a comment. On Wednesday's ruling, they can petition to have the California Supreme Court hear the appeal. A representative from Megan also didn't immediately answer an email seeking comment. Lanez is serving a 10-year sentence at the California Men's Colony near St. Luis Obispo, California. Forgive me if I messed that up. He was moved thereafter. He was stabbed by a fellow inmate at California Correctional Institution in Techichapi or whatever, girl, excuse me. Authorities did not specify how Lanez was attacked, but a message posted on the rapper's Instagram account Monday evening said Lanez was stabbed 14 times and both his lungs collapsed. The 32-year-old Canadian Lanez began releasing mixtapes in 2009 and saw a steady rise in popularity, moving on to major label albums, with 2 of which reached the top 10 on Billboard charts. We no longer care about any of that, girl. This is what I have to say. Good riddance. You have no choice but to serve these 10 years. And I hope you guys understand, he's not from here. He is violated. So once he's released, he's going to be deported back to Canada, I believe. He's no longer going to be welcome here. I'm just letting y'all know that. So, girl, good riddance, goodbye. Y'all tried it. Hello, gone. Y'all tried to deny it. Megan had to walk on by it. Girl, hello, gone. Jesus paid it all. The taxes, the court fees, all the things, girl. Period. You're gone. Send him. Send the bitch. You're gone, girl. Period. We're over you. And that's just that. That's just that. I want to shout out Megan Thee Stallion. She recently posted her her desire, her wish. May just be Rock Nation's command. Hello, God. Let's just tell the truth. Y'all love to say Megan and not Rock Nation, Megan and Rock Nation. So why not utilize her connection with Rock Nation to actually host the Super Bowl? Not host, but do the Super Bowl. We already know Bad Bunny has 2026 on lock, but you know what? It probably is time for some female hood rap energy. Megan has the catalog for it. I think she can do a great job. What do y'all think? Should Megan do the Super Bowl? I think she deserves all the things needed, required, and desired, girl. Just tell the truth. The way in which, honey, the negative energies and spirits be trying to hold this woman down, girl, I'd be here for it. She has the energy for it. She has the stamina for it. She has the hits for it. Mama's going to get up there dancing, girl. Periana to the period. It would be wonderful. I'm here for it. What would be even more epic is if she can turn it into what I feel like I'm always, harping about. Girl, all female moment. Do your big one. Get your things, but you should definitely be having Cardi up there. You should be having the girls up there. Turn that thing out, baby. Okay, you got a whole nother year and a half to plan this shit. Do what you got to do. I'd be here for it. And you know what? To even kill them even more, girl, to keep your name in the conversation, you definitely should be releasing music projects between now and the next 6 months. Do a cute little tour next summer. Reclaim your hot girl summer vibes. Build it up. Hello, God. And get you some, Megan, you need a Grammy. You need a Grammy, baby. And you deserve one. So I think your next couple of writing projects need to be so dope and out of this world, they're entered in to these award shows. Build your momentum. That way the girls have no choice but to love you and want you and desire you when you do the Super Bowl. Period. Period. I don't know if I talked about this, but, people were talking about Mariah Carey doing the Super Bowl. Let me tell y'all something, baby. And forgive me if I'm repeating myself because I kind of feel like I am. I feel like I talked about this already, but if I didn't, whatever. And if I did, forgive me. If Mariah Carey were to have done a Super Bowl, the time she should have done it was right after E=MC². That's when she had the agility, the ability, hello God, all the physical capabilities, and Mariah had that time period in a fucking chokehold. 2005, Emancipation of Mimi. Then not too long after that, we get E=MC², which was another hit in my opinion. Like songwriter supreme, bitch, period. Okay? Nowadays, love Mariah, but if she don't have a forklift or a bulldoze machine or the hands of the angels girl guiding her across somebody's stage, she's gonna break her ankle and she's gonna sue y'all and probably win, and just to add more to her millions. She, and I'm not gonna lie too, she had the vocal ability back then to actually do the Super Bowl. Um, Now Mama's 56. Y'all getting mad at her because she ain't um doing pranks and shit with 20 something year old streamers, girl. Y'all get mad at that. What you think gonna happen right now at the Super Bowl? I'm just saying though. Period. Um, but shout out to Megan. I'd be here for it. Okay. The next topic on the list is this. There is a social experiment going on down to the TikTok. There is a young woman who is contacting churches, asking them if they will help her and her, baby with some baby formula. And girl, when I tell you this thing has gone viral, 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 and not for all, and not for anything good. Um, Out of, I think the last time I saw it, I think she had contacted upwards of like 30 different churches, and only about three of them were willing to help her. One of which was, I believe, an Islamic church. Um, Asked her no other questions other than what kind does she need and where are you? How can we get this to you? There was another old white man in the Appalachians, girl, um, who could not help the company. I guess the church could not help directly, but he was willing to come out of his own pocket, hello God, and pay for it. And the other place was willing to help her as well. Um, I have this to say. We did not, the social experiment has been going on for a very long time. What's up, Island Brownie? How you doing, boo? The social experiment didn't just take place with this young woman with a fake crying baby in the background, trying to see if these institutions are going to back up all that bullshit they've been preaching for years, right? We always talk about churches were established in communities to help these communities in whatever ways possible, especially since they have a tax exempt status, which means they don't pay taxes. The tithe, the offering that people give, yes, we understand there are light bills, there are other things that, have to be paid. But the fact that most, if not all of these churches, especially today's churches, they're for profit, which means they should be losing their tax exempt status. They should. But we know that a lot of evildoers like to use these tax sheltered situations as a way to hide funds, hide money, clean and launder money as well. We see it all the time, especially with these mega churches. My thing is this: if your church is ran by a pastor who is a materialistic, superficial cunt, and he has the new Range Rover, she has the new Range Rover. You got the girls down here talking about they need 20,000 by the end of church service. And sometimes that's not even a whole goal. They want 20,000 per member. They want 2,000 per member. They want you to sow all of these seeds of faith, hello God, with promises and promises that the pearly gates will open unto thee. Girl, bye. Nothing ever comes to fruition. We talk about the church building fund. We talk about all these other little funds they keep doing. Even the pastor that went viral recently, he's part of the Winans family. He's allegedly been building this church for like 20 fucking years, it seems like. People keep giving and giving and giving for a church that's still in standstill. You don't even have the permits to do the construction on this alleged church. Y'all, I think a lot of y'all don't be realizing these pastors have gambling issues, especially the ones who said they used to be rockheads. I don't trust none of that. They keep coming to different services and different leased cars or purchased cars. Their house, their wardrobe, their jewelry game keeps getting elevated with your money. And someone is calling around because they got a starving baby. And even if you don't have the the food on hand, you need to do like the guy from the Appalachian Mountains was doing, girl. I got my own personal money. I can get it to you. Where you at? Or we can DoorDash you, Hello God, or Uber Eats you some Similac or whatever the case may be. The kinds of things that I was hearing and the excuses of the secretaries and these people that are supposed to be doing head of outreach for these churches, the disrespect, there was no concern. You hear a baby crying. And all I can come up with is like, you know what? I knew this was going to be a shit show because if churches really did what they were supposed to do, why would there be so many? Why would there be so many people in need? Why would the homeless be homeless? Why would the unclothed be unclothed? Why, you know what I'm saying? The hungry being hungry. Joe Osteen got all kinds of hell because he was closing his doors at a time where there was a national a state weather emergency down in Texas. And yeah, Devontae, churches are supposed to be a refuge, a tower of refuge where people can feel safe without judgment, help without questions and interrogation. And y'all sit around here, and not even just that, you got some of the churches that were contacted, and because y'all did not do what you be preaching other people to do, hello God, you didn't answer the call. So what do? You get your asses up there on your stage on your good Sundays, and you have a lot of ridicule. Hello, got a lot of anger. Let's just tell the truth. You're embarrassed calling this girl out for doing her social experiment. Why are you so mad? You've been exposed. But you've been exposed. This is the thing that kills me. It takes someone to go viral on TikTok to have these discussions that are needed, required, and desired in society. This is very true. And I guess by hook or crook, at least there's awareness being brought to the situation. But what more awareness did y'all really need, though? They've been this horrible example of Christ for centuries now. Do y'all realize the church is the reason a lot of people try to justify slavery and death, taxing their taxes? Like, I'm just saying though, y'all, do y'all not realize that the church, and it's not just Christianity, it's Catholicism, it's Protestant, it's all of these institutions. And we're so surprised that these people are not, the church is not here to help you. And for Black folks, especially, like this whole thing that y'all got with the love of Christ and white Jesus, and girl, this don't even belong to us. This doesn't belong to, all of this stuff is made up, girl. It's mass manipulation. It's social conditioning at its best. And we keep on pulling the bait. Ask yourself, when the last time your white Jesus came to save you, girl? When? Because he's not ours. All of this is a test to see, are you gooped enough? Are you so insecure in your position in life, your standing in life, that you'll just let anybody come to you and use words of fiddle faddle to manipulate your mind and get socially condition you to believe whatever the hell they telling you? I believe in a creator. Hello, God. I'm never going to discount the fact that things are way too specifically designed with emotion and soul, and there's an awareness there that's beyond just sentience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all too profound and too perfect for me to believe that there's some mechanical or there's some science. No, there is a entity of greater thought out there. Hello, God, that's created all that is and will be. I'm not so far up in it that I don't believe that. I truly believe that. But all this crap that we've been sold, that's what it is. It's just crap. Girl, anyway, but shout out to that lady, honey. Shout out to you, girl, for bringing the awareness. But I just want to let people know that it's been like that. It's been like that. But I guess it goes to show you, if they're not going to help you, find a place to live and pay your bills and get you some groceries for the weekend, girl, help you. They can't even get you some baby formula. I'm just saying though. Okay. pull out from these churches and these institutions. I'm a spiritual person. I don't believe in, being religious, or I'm spiritual. I believe all things at some point existed in some way. And girl, they just trying their best to break it all up and force you to pick a side. That's where the real sin is picking a side. There's too much out here for me to want to just pick one direction. No, ma'am. That to me is the real ultimate sin, is forsaking all others. What? I can't do that, because it all means something. In my opinion, I believe there are bits of truth in everything that we see and hear and learn, no matter how outrageous it is. Okay. Another topic of discussion is this AI situation that is taking over, baby. Girl, I'm all here for advancements in technology, especially if these advancements in technology are going to better the human experience, is going to make life a little bit easier. Hello, God. That is the point of, the future, looking towards the future. Hello, God. Um, I think that it is important that we lean into whatever advances in technology will provide for the human experience. But I am not in it for it in any capacity when you are trying to use AI to take over and replace things such as music. Girl, there's this woman. She did an interview with Gayle King, and Gayle King, that's how you know they finna get rid of her, because when Gayle King start acting like she don't give a damn, that's how you know, yeah, her contract is probably coming up. Because rumor has it, girl, they trying to get rid of old girl. But Gayle King told this girl straight up, you can't sing, you can't do none of this stuff. You probably can write, but like, what makes AI and music so dangerous is the fact that you end up replacing people. I heard that Timberland signed an AI artist. Who gets that money at the end of the day? Uh, and not even just that though, in terms of like entertainment and like, really getting with the people, AI has no soul. Say what y'all want about Mary J. Blige, just tell the truth. We loved her because of the soul she put behind her music. It wasn't her vocal ability. Her soul is what sold, her music. You know what I mean? I just don't see a way in which AI is going to be able to replace actual human beings in music. And I heard that K Michelle is also upset because basically, AI, I think what they're using is they're taking inspiration from multiple artists and compiling into this data stream that they then uplink to, the program to create the sound in which they're looking for. So if it is true and the creator of this AI artist did that, she can be sued. But I think that also goes to show that there needs to be some regulation. The government does need to step in, and there needs to be regulation when it comes to AI. We're also seeing AI reap its ugly head and give negative impacts to the movie industry. I saw this little video the other day where they were showing us that Hollywood is a ghost town, where they set up their stages, where they do all their things to create these movies, empty. Believe it or not, people are able to pay less money to travel overseas to do these films. You have advancements in technology such as AI that is very useful to these movie studios and these studios. Period, whether it's shows or movies. Um, it's negatively impacting the arts, and I think that's what has made the human experience so wondrous, is the arts. We got our Leonardo da Vinci's, we got our Michelangelo's girl, we got our Plato's girl, we have our, you know, Archimedes girl. Like, we have the things when in terms of art and philosophy that carries the weight and the bane of the human experience, girl, throughout time. These are the things that we'll be able to share with our children's 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 children. And I just think it's a slap in the face when we start allowing technology to kind of like replace these moments that I feel like only real people, real writers, real actors, real mechanisms, you know what I'm saying, at play here. It's really going to dilute that part of the industry and those art forms to the point where there's going to be no success. And yes, Devonte, AI hurts the environment. I did a video on that a while ago. Well, a couple videos back, I talked about that briefly. Um, the way in which it sucks up natural resources such as water. Elon Musk just had a situation recently where, you know, people in these towns were complaining, you know, these aquifers and these fucking machines that you're building to suck up it takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of gallons of water, and you're just destroying their ecosystems or the surrounding neighborhoods, and it's just not good for the environment at all. There's no real safe way, in my opinion, at this point that anybody has given an example on to successfully do this without destroying Mother Earth or the local vegetation and life around it, you know. But it's just crazy to me that, you know, people are sitting out here trying to justify, because it's going to change the music industry, it's going to change the entertainment industry forever. Forever. But AI will not be able to sell out Phillips Arena. The AI is not going to be able to sell out Madison Square Garden. AI is not going to be able to be trending on Ticketmaster. I just don't see how that's going to work. I don't see it being successful, and I think all of the industry needs to like really combat this foolishness, especially the film industry. Girl, do y'all know how much these folks are going to save by everything's going to be AI generated? AI. I think there's an AI actress. There were talking about that too. There's an actress who's an AI actress. So film schools for nothing. Acting lessons are for nothing. Again, you're destroying our arts. And again, I believe that it is truly paramount that we keep those things untouched by technology as possible. I understand we're going to need certain things here and there, green screens, you know, whatever the fuck, needed, required, and desired for no nasty piece of action. But in terms of writing, in terms of acting, in terms of storytelling, and all of the things that only human beings can do, AI can't do it, baby. It's very dangerous work, and it's implying that our future is going to be looking even more dim. Okay. Is there anything else on the docket? I do want to say this though. This is a story that was talked about briefly a couple weeks ago. It was an Australian news network, I believe, that was having this conversation about how uncontacted tribes, they're being threatened. They might be wiped out within the next 10 years. So basically, there's only a few uncontacted tribes left in the world, and their existence is being threatened. People, I want to let y'all know. Y'all remember what happened with Christopher Columbus? It wasn't just his evil and his weapons of war that destroyed the native Indians, right? Um, it was the fact that these people have not ever had to deal with the, you know, sicknesses, diseases, the bacteria of other places, you know, because we all know back then, I don't care how history tries to dress it up, England, London, the civilized world, those people were disgusting. Those people were living in their own filth. Those people were disgusting. Period. You want to talk about civilized, girl? Those people were gross. Okay, so when he came over here, it was that laid waste. Their plague laid waste to most of the indigenous peoples. So we're talking about the same effect. So when you have an uncontacted tribe, that means they don't know nothing about nothing, girl. They have been untouched, unfettered, girl, by outside human hands. And, they think that's what led to the mass extinction and disappearance of the Mayans and Aztecs back in the day. You have a lot of tribes in the Amazon rainforest that are also being threatened in the same way. And I just want to let people know this. And most of the people, they're on these religious, walks, hello God, going out boldly, going where no man should be going, because bitch, you just being there alone might kill these people. Okay, because of your filth. Um, Leave these folks alone. I think it should be a federal, not a federal, but it should be considered a war crime to invade these people's areas, girl. It should be, you should be executed. Y'all need to be put, girl, leave these folks alone. They got the right idea. Girl, I sometimes wish I was uncontacted. Girl, sometimes I just leave me alone, girl. I don't want to be contacted, girl. Leave me. No, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you my name. No, I don't want to meet you nowhere. No, I don't want none of your time. No, girl, period. Treat these cunts like scrubs, girl. On the passenger side of your best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. No. Parlez-vous français? I say no. Do I need to say it in Espanol, honey? No. No, girl, leave me alone. And Island Browning, you're absolutely correct. You want the land. I just read a little article yesterday about the Amazon rainforest. Someone ran through there and cut down hundreds of acres of trees. Why do you think we're so invested in Venezuela and South America all of a sudden? You're talking about one place that still has a diverse biome, girl. Like one of the only places on Earth. And what y'all don't understand is that everything is truly connected, as Albert Einstein once theorized. It's the truth. The Amazon rainforest is the lungs of the damn planet. Once you start doing that, girl, it's going to be hard for us to breathe. Do you know trees, right? Hello, God. They clean the air. They provide the oxygen. Hello, God. Needed, required, and desired for our existence. Y'all are going to let these people be so greedy to the point where what's it going to be worth at the end of the day? Nothing, because we'll be dead. North Sentinel Island, isn't that the one where they speared that man who was trying to bring them the word of Christ? Hello, the white Jesus, hello, God, the pamphlet girl, and he got speared to death. And I think I saw another video where these people were acting happy to see these visitors, but girl, little did they know they were about to be cooked. Girl, roasted alive. Leave folks alone, girl. Leave them folks alone. To think that in 10 years they'll be wiped out, that should be a crime. But then again, in the world where Netanyahu is allowed to roam free after the genocide he laid upon the girls of Gaza, why would we be surprised? It seems, and that's the crazy thing. Like I have to pinch myself sometimes in this life to remember: is this, girl? Is this life? The things that we're just acting so desensitized to is crazy work. Millions of people are gone within a year, wiped out. Children, women, pregnant women, newborns, teenagers, men, adolescents, starved, beaten, imprisoned, murdered, bombed. And the man responsible for it is still walking around free, acting as if he was the victim the whole time and that he was justified in his horrid actions. Girl, please. So why would we bat an eye, right? Uncontacted tribes being wiped out within 10 years. Why would we even bat an eye? But y'all busy trying to call on Jesus. Okay. Okay. I guess, girl. Um, I have other things that I'm going to talk about in another video, but just be prepared because I have a lot of things to get into. I have a lot of things to get into. What's up, Nick? Our lovely blue marble has always found a way after multiple XK class events, even if we won't be. Okay, yeah, you're right about that. Mother Earth always heals, even if that means, exterminating the filth that's spreading the disease. Hello, God. And if you didn't catch that, that's us. Okay? We're the ones spreading the disease, girl. So here's just a little shout out for the next video I'll have. We're going to get into Brashear Gray. For y'all that don't know, girl, you know the actor from Empire, Mr. Thuggish Ruggish Bone, honey. Girl, why ain't nobody tell me he's out here playing in the fields of gay life? Girl. Also, the Show My DL challenge, very dangerous work, girls. We're gonna have a whole video, probably alive. I'll probably make it alive. We'll go live again and we'll talk about it because I'm just gonna. We have a couple of topics in the realm of LGBTQ space, and I feel like why not just group them in one video? And we're gonna do that. The next topic that we'll be getting into is there's this clip I saw on TikTok of this woman arguing with her baby father about the fact that the girl is going out and she's not able to find a babysitter. So she asked her brother if he could babysit. The baby daddy has a problem with the brother babysitting because the brother is gay. Mm. Okay. Yes, girl. And other things, girl, like, Kris Jenner and Martha Stewart. Have y'all seen Martha Stewart, girl? Martha Martha said, girl, what else is this are my riches for if not to look beautiful? Hello, God. Martha done changed her look up completely, girl. She does not look the same. She looks good, but she doesn't look the same, okay? And then, of course, we have other things of the Jesse Butler case. If you know that story, girl, we are going to read that whole situation for filth. But in the world where we have Trump as a president who is heavily linked to Epstein, and from these new documents coming out now, girl, are we surprised that this is the America we live in now? The things that you accept and that's y'all president, girl. That young man, Jesse Butler, was doing what the president's been doing. What a lot of y'all nasty politicians have been doing late at the midnight hour, girl. What a lot of famous folks do, Mr. The Diddler. Hello, God. What y'all expect when they see y'all get away with this level brand of fuckery, right? Shout out to El Teddy, girl. When they see y'all do this stuff, they think they too can live this way and get away with it. Period. Oh, we're gonna get into Kris Jenner too, honey, because she also rolled her face back, honey. Let me tell you something. Do you remember the time, girl? Girl, at least they're not out here botching the girls like they once did, girl. Okay, hello, God, hello, God. And I want to get more into Blueface and Krishan because, and then I'll be done with them. That level of fool-la-la and mental and obvious, retardation. Can we please admit we don't have another round of that in us? No, girl. Please. Uncontact us, please. I want to be an uncontacted tribe when it comes to Krishan and Blueface, girl. Please leave us alone, girl. We don't have another round of this in us, girl. Please, please leave us alone, girl. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. Dun, 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 dun. Girl, I would rather be anywhere else. Okay? I don't want to be in the blue face of Christian. We had to deal with that for the longest, girl. For the long, and then even when he went to jail, we thought Krishan would be lost into obscurity, girl. Like some of the girls from Web Reality that we would hope would just disappear to the background of life, girl. But this bitch was everywhere, girl. Working our nerves, girl. Working our nerves, girl. Whether she was harassing streamers or Tamar Braxton, girl, punching Mr. Patty Pie himself in the face, girl, doing all of the fool la la, girl. I don't have another run in me, girl. And the fact that they are here again, forcing this down our throats, I don't like things forced. Well, that's a lie, child. The lie detector determined, YB, that was a lie. You love things being forced down your throat, girl, but not Krishan, please, and not Blueface. No, no. Marketing genius he is. I understand it, but I'm done. All the real grown folks, raise your hands. Girl, do the little symbol for church. We out, bitch. We don't. I'm gonna head out. I don't have another round in me. I feel like our brains have been poisoned. We have been dumbed down since Zeus and the baddies and all of the. Girl, we're done. We are done. Girl, we are done. Lauren England's broccoli, Lauren England's restaurant that is permanently closed. Girl, we are done. Periana to the Perrier. Shout out to the official King Payne. It's just period. Okay, we're done. Like, I don't have it in me anymore. But these cunts are funny. So we're gonna talk a little bit about it. And there is some educational and very informative places that we can go in that conversation, especially as it relates to trauma, drug addiction, and a lot of things that plague the Black experience. But anyway, y'all, that's all I have time for right now. I'm gonna hop off of here. I gotta relax a little bit before I go to work. But thank you guys for tuning in. I do appreciate the love and support. And shout out to the people that's coming in for the replay. And again, shout out to y'all that showed up live and in color, honey, to support the duo. I really appreciate you guys. Much love to you. Okay. Yeah. So be blessed and never stressed. And remember that health is truly wealth. And until the next video, guys, take care. Bye.